How are you?
Good, really
Yeah,
good. Adjusting to life, but figuring it out.
yeah, that makes two of us.
Yeah, yeah. We both had to find new work, didn't we?
Yeah, well, I'm still looking. This unemployment thing in itself is a full-time job, I've discovered. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm like, I'd rather just get a job that doesn't pay as much
right,
than to get paid like a quarter of what I was getting paid before, just so I can go find places to send in resumes and
yeah.
applications and.
And the site, I don't know about you, and I've tried it on a Mac and a PC, and I've done every browser. And the site, the unemployment site in Washington State, anyway, all it does is boot me out like every three prompts. I get
Oh yeah, it's a no. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. I haven't filed since. Geez, ages ago. What was it? July or whatever it was. Yeah, it's terrible. There's so many people on it.
yeah.
You
And I've
know.
also found out that I don't do well with basic questions, like yes or no questions. So I'll
Yeah.
so I'll go, well, I don't want to, like it says, are you going to school or continuing your training? And I'm like, well, I'm not in school, but I'm sharpening my skills in different ways. So I'll put training. And then it wants all this information. I'm like, well, none of these apply to me. I'm just
Yeah.
simply, have you heard of a book? Have you heard of like you heard of tutorials online? I mean, that's all I'm doing. But so then you feel like, oh, now I've committed fraud because I gave them the
Oh
wrong
yeah.
answer.
They make it so easy to commit fraud. I owe them $531. I don't know how. Yeah,
Oh, I
they
don't want to
they
hear
sent me.
that.
Yeah, they sent me a letter saying I owe them $500, and now I got to pay it. They're like, "Oh, we will garnish your drinks."
Garnish
I
your
don't know.
drinks.
No,
We
they
will
said,
put
"Well,
strawberries and mint in your drinks if you do not cough up that money.
I've never understood why they use the word garnish when they're talking about
Right.
taking your things.
Well,
They should just say take. We will
yeah,
take your money.
I've never understood the point of a garnish in the restaurant setting.
You
Like,
don't like a garnish? You don't
well,
like
you're
a
not.
little leaf next to your steak? You
that's
don't like
just,
a
that's
little
that's just it, right? You're
you don't
not
like a little
supposed to eat
mistletoe
it.
next to your mashed potatoes?
Ah, and then you're supposed to make out with the mashed potatoes at that point.
Yeah,
There's
well, I always
mistletoe.
do. So you
Yeah,
might as well throw a mistletoe down.
you
I
do
make
get
love
into
to
the
those
mashed
mashed potatoes.
potatoes. Yeah, you're a big steak and mashed potatoes guy, aren't you? When you come
Yeah,
to
I call them
town.
smashed potatoes when I get too intimate with them. Is that I don't know. Is that can I say that on this show? Is that too dirty?
No, you can say whatever you want.
Oh, okay.
I've decided I wrestled with that because there's people listening that heard me on the radio and are used to me bleeping things or just used to a wholesome show. But I just run a disclaimer. I'm like, I don't want to censor people, so I'm just going to warn people, and I think that's maybe a better
Yeah.
option.
Well, I'll keep it clean for the Christian Dan Roberts fans.
I
You
think
think
that I think that bridge burned a while back. I don't know.
is that why you left?
No, I wasn't let go. I
By
mean, I
the way, you
wasn't.
said I think that
I mean,
bridge burned.
oh
You should
no,
have said
yeah.
I think that
Oh,
cross burned.
oh, that's right.
Yeah, we missed it.
I was let go, but I wasn't fired for anything. Anyway,
Yeah, me neither.
yeah.
Sure.
Well,
Just
mine was
kidding.
pandemic related for sure, and I assume
Yeah.
yours was.
Yeah.
So
Well, we're in the entertainment business.
yeah,
So it's without entertainment, there's no business.
right. That's true. Yeah. Everyone
So
and the next. I think that you hear a lot of talk, and no, I'm not trying to disparage them at all, but you always hear about the servers, and they certainly are the next rung hit. But I think the
oh
arts
yeah.
gets hit first. The arts gets hit, and then the servers are out of work because the arts are gone.
They
And
support each other too
yeah,
in a
that's what
lot
I'm
of different
saying.
capacities. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
And
fumbling with.
I feel it sucks because I I know that people are suffering. Like people who are losing their jobs are suffering. People who are losing their lives or losing their loved ones are suffering. People who are getting sick are suffering. it sucks to see everybody
Yeah.
bickering all the time. We're all suffering for different reasons right now.
Yeah.
We're all bickering. Like when I see somebody go, "Oh, you're mad because you can't go out to the bar and have a drink because they closed down the businesses." And it's like, well, no, no, no. I'm not mad about not being able to go have a drink. That's incredibly selfish. I'm upset for the bartender who now
Right.
has to put together a resume and has been bartending for the last 20 years and is damn good at it, but
Right.
doesn't have any other skills outside of that. And you're like, oh, well, that's your fault. And then they want to slam someone like AOC for being a bartender. You're like, geez, how do you win?
Yeah. No, I know. It's a whole. We've got to, and the only way out of this is to form a united front and just get. Like I always, my thing is like if you want to, if you don't want to wear a mask, you've had your, we've had 8 months of that not working. So maybe just do what they say, and then we'll be back to normal. The vaccine's on the way, and hopefully all of that works and we get back to normal, and then you can bitch about it. You know what I mean? But like everyone going in different directions, it's like antibodies in a human body not doing their job.
Yeah. At least try to let it work, and then you can say,
Yeah.
saying it's not going to work, it's never going to work. That doesn't help anything.
Yeah, and then
They do that with everything. It's global warming. It's nothing's going to help. Well, we could try.
We could try. We're here. What else are we doing? Well, I've got a bunch of things in my Netflix queue that I haven't gotten to yet, and I was kind of going to spend my time that way.
Yeah.
I don't know. Dude, you've been out on the road. You've been to different cities that are open, more open than Washington State, doing your stand-up.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. Like, what was the vibe? Like, were you eager to go? Were you a little fearful, cautious? Like,
both. I was a little fearful and cautious at the beginning when I first started flying around, and then I realized that they're not selling middle seats. Well, some airlines. I don't fly American or United, but those airlines are not saving middle seats. They're packing it in there, which is insane to me.
They're putting people in other people's laps.
Yeah, actually, American Airlines is packing more full than they used to be. It's crazy.
Right. Got dwarfs in the overhead compartment, and
there's a reason American and United got hijacked. Anyways.
Oh my gosh.
Wow,
Thank
that
you.
went too far.
Thank you for that, because I think I went too far, and then no one's going to even remember what I just said. So that's fantastic.
No, so yeah, I was kind of worried, but then Southwest and Delta, they're all leaving the middle seats open, and so that was comforting. And everyone at the airport's wearing they have to wear their mask or they can't travel, and so that's kind of been like a thing where you don't see that Karen at the at Trader Joe's mad that she can't buy her gourmet popcorn without a mask. It's it's kind of nice that everyone has to, or they can't go see grandma.
Right.
Like if you don't wear a mask, you can't go kill grandma at Thanksgiving. Okay, you can't give her corona and kill her. You have to wear your mask. So they go, okay, I'll wear my mask, and everybody wears a mask. That's kind of nice. It was weird going to different places though, because I would go to the South or the Midwest, and people do not care as much as they care here. And me personally, my views on the coronavirus and all that stuff is a little less careless than most people, but I understand that the people around me care very much about it, and they have a different view. So I comply and I do everything I'm supposed to do, but that's for everybody else. There, they don't care. It's like there is. I mean, the vast majority here, I think, is pro mask and is pro safety, but down there, it's not a vast majority that are like that, and a lot of them are pro rights and pro I don't know what you call it. We're not pro rights. It's just like that's their argument.
No, but that is the stance. That is the argument.
Yeah. It's like, that's my right to not wear a. It's like, oh yeah, you're right. I agree with you, but common courtesy would be just to fucking wear your mask.
Right.
And so they don't wear them. They don't have them out, and they're just walking around doing everything. I was like, that's crazy. I got down there in Oklahoma in maybe like June or July. I think it was July.
Yeah.
And that was right after Washington closed entertainment down again. It was like entertainment was allowed during phase 2 for like a month or something, like 3 weeks or something. And then they closed it back down. But down there at the same time, movie theaters were open.
Right.
And
see,
like, this is crazy.
Yeah, there's stuff that, well, yeah, there's stuff too, just in our state with this thing is closed, but this thing is open because it's described in the in the business, like whatever, you filed with the city under this name, like the Spokane Comedy Club pivoted
Yeah.
to the Spokane Shake Company, and apparently you can have bingo night and have someone walking around from table to table,
That's
but you
insane.
can't have someone on stage telling jokes. It makes no sense to me.
Absolutely insane. The gyms were open at the same time. I couldn't believe that you can go sweat on a bench, not wipe it off, but you
Yeah.
can't go to a comedy show or you can't go to a.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I get some of it. Like I understand you don't want Rob Zombie coming into town. You don't want Slipknot coming and having
Right.
mosh pits of sweaty,
Yeah.
angsty teenagers and 20-year-olds. But
No one wants Rob Zombie using that exercise equipment. That's where you're going with this, right? Is that
yeah. You know what? That wasn't where I was going, but you make a great point. I don't want him using it.
No, I thought about that, like, because I thought, well, the outdoor events, and I was like, well, no, you can't have a Rob Zombie outdoor concert. That's too many people. But
Too many
you think
people,
you could
mosh
have
pits.
moved comedy, into the back lot or something and not get fined for it, or, like a small gathering in open air, and maybe you still wear your mask like that, except to take a swig of your beer or whatever. You think that would be okay? And I'm not fighting. I'm just saying, like, I'm pro mask and very cautious and all that, but I also see the other side for businesses, and also how
For sure.
the rules seemed to be constantly changing and not all of them made sense.
Yeah, and it seems weird to me that it doesn't seem weird that there's rules and they're not laws, so I can't call them laws because they haven't been passed through that legislature, but like
Right, they're
rules and
suggestions.
orders, stuff like that. That I get that, but what I don't get is like punishing people or like publicly chastising these people.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
Oh wait,
incentive. Oh,
something popped up. My bad. Something popped up and my screen went away. I didn't know what happened.
oh, you're good. Yeah, I don't know
Um,
what that. I think that's just, it's weird. Yeah, because it's not a rule, it's not a law, it's a suggestion. And I
right.
think even Biden, who allegedly is our next president, I don't know what the hell's going on, but he even said, I think well, this is from my wife, so I didn't see him say this, but I think it's right. Is he still just suggesting that we wear a mask for 100 days, right? Like, it's not mandatory, it's not law. So anyway, to have that, but then also fine people
Yeah,
for not obeying is sort of weird, but I guess that's where the incentive comes in to
it's crazy.
comply.
And the media is getting involved in it too. Even the local media at they're like on like here in Washington, they're on the governor's agenda. Like they're like on like it's a team or something. Like they're working together or something because it's weird kind of like investigative journalism that's like tearing down businesses. Like they tried to reach out to the place I was working at, Tacoma Burger Company, because they were doing a trivia night. This is before everything was shut down completely, but they were doing a trivia night, and one of the reporters emailed and said something like, "Hey, do you guys know you're not supposed to be doing trivia night?" And they're like, "No, we didn't know." And then the reporter sent like a copy of the governor's order or whatever, like this paragraph, and was like, "Look, you're not allowed to do it." And they're like, "Oh, well, we didn't know." And they're like, "Would you like to talk to us about it?" And they were like, "No, we don't want to talk to you about it." And then they're like, "Oh, okay." And then a few days later, they're like, "Oh, you guys are showing comedy specials on the projector. That's not allowed either. You guys want to talk to us about it?" And they were like, "No, we don't want to talk to you about this." And then they did a similar thing to my friend who owns a bar in Tacoma called an American Tavern. They messaged him about a person complaining, a neighbor complaining about loud noise and them staying open past 10 p.m.
Right.
And then the newspaper contacted them and they were like, "Yeah, we'll talk to him." And then the newspaper picked it up, ran a story slamming this place, basically calling for a shutdown. And then Cairo 7 Seattle picked up that story and they ran a story trying to get this business in Tacoma, the small bar in Tacoma, shut down. They used all the resources of the Tacoma News Tribune and Cairo 7 News Seattle, all the resources to get a business shut down. And I feel like that was kind of a witch hunt. Are they
Yeah.
wrong? Yes. But I
Well,
mean, it
sort of.
kind of,
Yeah, it is weird because they sort of, like, I think we need to use the word allegedly so neither one of us gets sued here. But
yeah, yeah.
because that's sort of instigating like you're supposed to follow the tips and the leads, not instigate them, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, like if they were shut down or in the process of being shut down, that's the story, not like let's get them shut down.
Yeah.
So
But it's hot news, though. It's really hot news. It's a great story for you. If you're a young reporter and you get a tip that a business is doing something that they're not supposed to be doing during the pandemic, and everything we're talking about is a pandemic,
yeah.
boom, you've got a great story on your hands. And that's sad. That's so
Yeah.
sad that shutting someone else down in your community is a good story and great for your career.
Yeah. It's a good story for one day. It's affects
Yeah.
the people involved for a lot longer.
I mean, I can be held accountable to that same standard as a comedian. I can make a joke about something and then move past it, and everyone else, people are hurt. Maybe a couple people are hurt by it, and I just go, I don't care. It's a joke. They can just say, I don't care. It's just a news article. It's not just an opinion. Just an opinion piece. It wasn't.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, your opinion piece just brought the attention of 200,000 people to this one bar.
Right.
Great.
So what you're saying is that we should be shutting you down as well, is what I'm hearing.
Maybe.
For those jokes.
Maybe. Shut me down. Find me on Instagram. Block me.
That's one thing. I mean, I still worry about the jokes, but because I need to find a job, and who knows what that next job will be and how they feel about it. So, like, if they listen to a podcast and objected to something, I guess that's on me. But I do worry about it a lot less than I did when I was employed. You know what I mean? Like, I have more freedom doing the open mics, and my humor's kind of dark, and it's not particularly dirty, but it could veer into that. Anyway, it always made me kind of nervous that someone I worked with could walk in and then report back to my boss or something. Because you sign this contract that's like, you have a morality clause, and then you wonder what that even means, because you see your coworkers getting away with murder, and you're like, well, when does the clause come in? I don't understand. And you feel like it's just an excuse, maybe, that when they
the NFL.
What? Yeah. What?
I'm sorry. It sounded like you were talking about the NFL for a second.
No.
Morality clause.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Well,
murdering people.
Well, when you're a public figure, you sign those things. Yeah. No, I'm not taking any hits on the football field. Jeez. I'd have one game and then I'd be dead, I think.
No, I'm just saying that's what they do in the NFL.
Yeah. So you got your house almost got in an accident with a car recently. Do you want to talk about that? How fast were you driving your house? That was my pre-scripted joke. I said, "Oh, that's a good one."
Well, my house was drunk, so you gotta give them a break.
That is a problem.
We have this roundabout out in front of my house. Actually, you know what? I could probably just show you real quick. Well, I can't show you, but we have this roundabout in front of our house that doesn't need to be there at this intersection, and it's not lit up. And somebody hit it the other day. They were coming straight on and didn't see it, and then hit the roundabout, swerved, hit my curb, and went straight over the top into my front yard. And I heard it in bed. It was like 2:30 in the morning, and I heard it in bed, and I got up real quick, put on a shirt, grabbed some protection, and I didn't know what happened. And I ran outside real quick, and by the time I got to the door, it was maybe 90 seconds, 100 seconds. I see the car flipped over. I yell back to my wife, call 911. And then I run out to go try to be a hero. I thought I was going to be a hero, Dan. And then go pull some people out of a car wreck in my own front yard. My neighbor's going to watch it. I thought I was going to be on Cairo 7, not getting canceled.
I've been waiting for this opportunity.
Yeah. So I run out real quick, and I yell out in the car trying to find, if someone that could help out. And they were already out. They were already out of the vehicle and gone. Within 90 seconds of crashing, they had been out of the vehicle and gone. And the cops showed up, and
so they'd been drinking clearly, or something.
Well,
or they're just in shock and wandered off.
They were using meth. Yeah, they had a bunch of stuff in their car. They had when the maintenance people cleaned up. They didn't do a very good job of cleaning up. There's still glass all over my front yard, and there was a meth pipe just right there on the sidewalk in front of my house. And I was like, Catherine, get your pipe out the front yard and put it back in the kitchen. And so the cops came and they were looking for him. They had the attack dog out. They had their rifles. It was crazy. They were like SWAT team. And I had to tell one guy hey, don't point your gun at my daughter's bedroom. Jesus Christ, dude.
Right.
And then he got all mad. Then it was a whole thing. And then
he got mad.
Huh?
He got mad.
Yeah, he got mad at me. I was like, well, screw you, dude. His sergeant was cool though. His sergeant was like, hey, shut your mouth, put your weapon down. And so, anyways, they finished up and didn't find him, and they left. And then the next day, my wife's out there sweeping up the glass, and this guy drives by and goes, hey, I wanted to, was this where the accident was? She goes, yeah. And he goes, I wanted to check in on you guys because I was at 7-Eleven a couple hours ago, and there's these two tweakers that were asking for a ride. They were like asking everybody for a ride. And I said, I couldn't give them a ride. Why do you need a ride? And they said, oh, we flipped our car a couple streets over. And he was like, oh, really? Where at? And they kind of described where it was. And he goes, oh, okay. What happened? They're like, oh, whatever. And then they left, started asking some more people. He called the cops. The cops showed up at 7-Eleven right there and arrested them.
Really?
And that was it. Yeah. So, and then the guy came to our house to let us know.
Well, that's awesome. Sorry,
Yeah.
there was noise distracting me there at the very end, so I apologize. That was my pause. But yeah, that's crazy. And then you posted this picture of you already had your, because this was a couple weeks ago, right? You already had your house decorated for Christmas.
Yeah,
and,
that night we had decorated it, and then it had, I don't know if you can pull it up, but I can just pull it up here. Yeah, it was, and that was the second accident on that intersection.
Oh no, that's not a good sign.
Since we moved in October 15th,
yeah,
and that was the second accident at that intersection. Another one was a drunk driver hit it, and he came up on the roundabout, and then the car slipped off.
Are there yield signs there as well, or just
there is one, but it's not lit up?
Yeah.
It's not lit up, and the street's not very well lit. So he came off, and I came outside, and he's all drunk, walking around his car.
Yeah.
And I just walk outside, and he sees me and goes, oh, it's all good, man. You can go inside. And I was like, nah, no. You just crashed your car into my front yard. I'm gonna come out here and see what's going on.
Yeah.
And he was all drunk. He tried to start his car and get out of there. It wasn't starting, and then he kind of realized he was going to jail, and that was that. So that was the first one. Then the second one was this one. I don't know if you can see.
Oh yeah. Jeez. Yeah, we can see.
Oh yeah.
I can't see your lights so well. Is that the decorated house or?
Yeah, it's the decorated house.
Oh, now we can. Now we can. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, that looks like it's out of a movie or something.
I know, it does. And then the live photo. You gotta see the live photo, because the live photo shows the little sirens and everything.
Oh yeah.
It looks like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation or something, you know?
Right.
And so that was the second one. And then no lie, like 3 or 4 days after that one, another car hit the roundabout. A Mercedes stolen vehicle, and the guy was like his like, he like stole a car, and the guy he was stealing the car with was tailing him, like was following him back to the garage, wherever they're gonna go. I don't know, Grand Theft Auto rules. They were just following each other.
Yeah.
And he hit the roundabout and tried to start the car. Didn't work. Then he got out, and he got into the other car with the other guy, and I have a video of that as well.
Oh wow. You're turning into a detective at this point.
Oh yeah, I have to be now. Like it's getting ridiculous.
I knew that was a problem. We had a house in not in my neighborhood, but like sort of on the way out of the neighborhood, like several blocks away. But it was a corner house on a busy street, and they had like this kind of strong wall, like a brick wall, like right on the corner, and cars were always crashing into it, you know, because they're going too fast and they're drunk. Yeah. Yep.
Someone said to me, they go, you need to put up a fence around your front yard. 2 people said this to me. You need to put a fence up in your front yard. And I was like, they literally had a fence up there. And then 2 years ago, one of the neighbors ran through it and knocked it down with their car.
Yeah, they've got to do something for you though. They need to light the yield sign, or because that will keep.
Yeah,
happening,
we got to go down to city count. This is how, like, within the last couple months, I've become like a super dad. I got a puppy. I bought a house. I have to go to city council meetings now to try to get this roundabout taken out.
Yeah.
Here's a video of the guy trying to get away. Of the one, that Mercedes, the black car, is the one that crashed, and then there they go, taking off.
Wow. Yeah, America's best and brightest, right there.
If you have any details, call 1-800-CAR-THIEF.
Call Crime Check and ask for Josh. Wow. So do you have any, we'll put that on the list of maybe not so great Christmas memories. Like in the future, you'll look back on that. Although it makes a good story.
I like
Uh,
it.
do you have a favorite Christmas story from your childhood, or
Oh
like your
wow.
favorite present or moment?
Huh. I don't know. There's been some exciting times. One year, my brother and I got some hockey sticks. That was exciting. I wasn't allowed to play hockey. My mom said, because we're going to mess up your cute little face. But really, it's because hockey's an expensive sport that
Oh,
poor
gotcha.
kids from East County, San Diego can't afford. And
I thought I thought she was like, like Santa brought you hockey sticks, but you're not going to play. Did you play street
no.
hockey?
Yeah, it was street hockey with just me
Yeah.
and just the neighborhood kids. And that was a fun day. I don't know. There's been a couple Christmases. Um, got blown up on Christmas once in Afghanistan. That was fun.
That sounds
Um,
fantastic.
nobody got hurt. It's fine.
Was
But
that caused by the enemy or some?
yeah, yeah.
Well, the way you described it, I'm like, maybe they were pranking each other and
Oh no,
blew up the
it was
outhouse or something.
no, it was a little IED. It was meant for like a person to step on, but we rolled over it with a big truck, and we all had like a little woo. That was about it.
Dude, that is terrifying.
Oh, it's not that bad. It's a big truck. So big. It was like hitting a speed bump at 70 miles per hour.
Jesus. But
That's what it feels like.
for us civilians, it's a little scary. I'm hearing echo again. I don't know what
Uh-oh.
changed.
Uh-oh.
If you've got, yeah, do you have headphones?
Yeah, I can use headphones.
That'll be good. Because I don't know how loud it'll be on the recording.
Okay, there we go.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, that works. But you look ridiculous now.
I know.
You look like you've just gone to some Disney. You look like Princess Leia, actually, or some Disney ripoff park, and they got the ears wrong. I don't know.
I look like my palms are sweaty, my knees are weak, but my arms are ready. I look like I have vomit on my sweater already. Mom spaghetti.
Excellent. Try to get the royalties paid on that. Well, awesome. Yeah, I don't. I asked you that question, but then, so for me, I don't. I remember certain gifts, and then like the fire department would drive by with Santa Claus every
Oh, that's
year,
cool. That's
and
really
I kind of
cool.
remember those moments, pretty well. And I don't remember crying on Santa's lap, but I'm positive that I did at least once, because it's like, here, go to this bright red stranger and sit on his lap. But you told me never to do things like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, it's a little weird.
Yeah, and he's got this big beard, and it's not a real beard, and kids can kind of tell. It's a whole thing.
Yeah. But I have three or four favorite presents from my youth, and this will age me. But one of them was there was a thing called Stretch Armstrong, which was
Oh
like,
yeah.
for some reason, as a kid, you want this oiled up bodybuilder that you can stretch his limbs. I don't know what that's about in retrospect. There was a Bionic Man, $6 Million Man figure that was like, I don't know do you know who that is even?
Yeah, I remember
Okay,
there's a movie, right? It's the guy with we have the technology.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
can't rebuild.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the figure was like tall, and then because he had like a bionic eye, you could peek in the back of his head, and his eye, like one of his eyes was a magnifying glass, so you could like
Oh, that's
experience.
cool.
Yeah. And then the Millennium Falcon was a big one that you could fit your figures in. And then what was I guess that's it, because now I can't remember what the other thing was that I was going to say. It wasn't a gift. Fudge, Josh.
Come on, Dan.
We were going to play a game of, I'm going to call it, just for our Christian listeners, I'm going to call it Marry, Kiss, Kill.
Marry, Kiss, Kill. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it took the piss out of you, didn't it? You want it to be the other.
No, it's okay.
And why don't you quiz me first?
What about Marry, Bang, Kill?
Marry, Bang, Kill. All right.
Okay, you first. All right. I went with a theme on these three names, these three people. These three people are all super annoying comedians of the past.
Are they still around?
A couple of them.
Yeah. So you're not worried about losing a gig because you're calling them annoying.
No,
Oh yeah.
one of them knows he's annoying and has stopped doing his act the same way because of it too.
Oh, okay.
All right, so here they are. Sam Kinison,
Oh, good. Man, nothing wrong with that, but not my preference. But go ahead.
Kathy Griffin,
Okay.
and and Bobcat Goldthwait.
Okay. Well, I guess I would bang Kathy Griffin because she's got the parts that I'm interested in. And I would kiss Sam Kinison, and he can be a corpse. I don't care. That's fine. It's just a kiss.
That's better for you, isn't it, Dan? Don't lie to
No.
us. Don't lie to the listeners.
I love the dead before they're cold.
That's what you're talking about with that dark humor. You're into dead people.
That's an Alice Cooper lyric. The better lyric is there's a whole song about that called "Cold Ethel."
Oh my God.
Which is all about that. What's one thing, no lie. Ethel's frigid as an Eskimo pie. She's cool in bed. She ought to be, because Ethel's dead.
Jesus, who sings this?
That's Alice Cooper. That's my buddy Alice Cooper.
Okay.
Worth
My
noting.
goodness.
Worth noting. Very Christian. He's very much,
That's weird. Okay.
minister father. And then so I would marry Bob. Right. That's all that's left. I would marry Bobcat because I'm actually a Bobcat fan. And
no, you got to kill. You got to kill one. You didn't kill one.
I got to kill one.
You said
damn it! You're right.
Yeah, you wanted to get with Kathy Griffin and Sam Kinison at the same time because you're a weirdo.
Oh no. Okay, so I would kill Sam Kinison because he's already dead, and I would marry Bobcat because I would like to pick his brain because while he had that character on stage that annoyed people. I loved it as a kid, and in like Police Academy 2, like he's
Yeah.
the wonderful Police Academy series, and then But since then he's a really great writer, director, producer, and so I think he'd be cool. Like I could hang out with him. I think that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get that.
But we're not banging.
All right. Well, that's left to be seen.
So, any questions about my choices, or did I explain it pretty well?
No, I explained it pretty well.
Okay.
I liked it. I enjoyed it.
I went with a theme for you as well.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if you'll know everybody on this list, though. I hope you will. It's a news person list, kind of older news people.
Okay.
So Leslie Stahl from 60 Minutes.
Okay.
Gayle King, Oprah's buddy from CBS This Morning.
Okay.
And Lester Holt from NBC Nightly News. We both threw each other a curveball.
I don't know who the first one is. Leslie.
She's like a 70-year-old woman on 60 Minutes. She's like the only woman usually on 60 Minutes.
Oh, she's still on 60 Minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Lester Holt. And then
she's attractive for her age, you know.
Okay. All right, Gail. All right, Dan. And the other one's Gayle King.
Yeah.
I just called you Gail.
And Lester Holt.
Okay.
I'm ignoring that.
Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and kill Lester Holt.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're going to get a ton of shit for that.
Oh, yeah. That's why I want to kill him. I want to kill him for I want the press. And then I'm going to I'm gonna kiss Leslie because it's gonna last 60 minutes and that's great. I want
60 minutes in heaven.
Yes. And then then marry Gayle King.
You just want to hang out with Oprah, don't you?
Yeah, I want to. Yeah. You get a free wife, and you get a free wife. Sounds great.
You'll be, one day you'll publish all your jokes, and you can be in Oprah's book club. And so
that'd be great.
That's your retirement plan, right?
I would love nothing more than to sell books to middle-aged women. That would be. I would. Yeah, they're great book buyers. I love it.
Dude, as soon as I can figure out how to write something someone wants to read, I will. I'm all over that. Passive income, that's the dream right there. Secret Santas. Back to Christmas topics here, Josh. Secret Santas, yes or no? Research indicates that millennials think we should ban Secret Santa because it gives them anxiety.
Oh God, that's stupid.
Well, that was
I'm
easy.
I'm a I'm a millennial, but my anxiety comes from I don't know, more important things. I don't know. That's dumb. That's so dumb.
Well, your level for
That's-
anxiety, you don't even get anxiety driving over a speed bump in a war zone at 70 miles per hour. So your threshold is a little different than mine. I mean, it gives I never liked it. It gives me anxiety, but I can just not do it. Like as long as they don't force you into it at the office.
the
Like
way
any of those office parties, it's not my thing at all. But you can just opt out, right?
yeah, there should be
Don't
an
make
opt
everybody.
out, and there should be a maximum price.
Yes. Yeah. I mean,
Like
some of them are fun. I don't know, but that's the thing. It's not that it's a bad event, but if you have anxiety over it, you shouldn't be forced into it. That's my feeling.
I think the best comedic portrayal of Secret Santa was from The Office,
Remind me.
where they had a spending limit
Right.
on the Office thing, and it was an opted in thing, and it wasn't opted in; it was mandatory, I think, and everyone had to do it. And there was like a maximum of like $10 or $20 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then Michael got Ryan, and like he made it so that he would get Ryan the temp. He was like in love with Ryan the temp. It's his favorite guy. It's so cool. And so Michael got him an iPod. This is back when iPods were like a big deal or whatever. So he got him an iPod. And he's like, he's gonna love this iPod. I got him this iPod. And then the whole Secret Santa, people like switching out, swapping out, getting the iPod. And it was like it was a totally an anxiety filled event.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
But
that whole show, yeah.
Well, because that's the show. The show is Michael throwing a wrench into everything. And that was really good. But it's easy to avoid. You just have the maximum and you can opt out.
Yeah. That's the other thing, though.
Santa.
They always say, "Oh, it's a $10 maximum," and I always just was thinking, well, this is just. I'd rather spend 20 or 25 and get something good than just throw $10 away. And I get why you do it that way, but then it's like, why are we even like? What are you going to get for $10?
It's
going to be
fun.
crap.
It's a fun. Yeah, it's gonna be crap. It's
Josh
gonna be crap.
is leaving the podcast.
Dude, I'm out of here. How dare you insult a game my father invented? I'm gone.
Here's a question torn from today's headlines. Not really, but like torn from the advice column. The headline grabbed my attention immediately, and I don't think you're to this point yet, but I wonder if you ever will be. The headline is Situation. I'm depressed because my kids aren't cute anymore.
Oh, God.
I'm like, is that a thing that parents go through?
Is that a thing that parents admit to? Jesus
right.
Christ.
Well, this is what she's wondering. I assume it's a woman. Why do I think that? It could be a dude. It sounds like something more a guy would say, but
yeah,
that a woman would worry about. So there you go. Do other parents go through this? It hit me hard this week. I finally realized that my 9 and 11-year-old kids, a boy and a girl, are no longer cute.
That's so messed
and I will laugh every time I read that. And I'm having a hard time dealing with it. We took them to see Santa. Yes, Santa is out, but it's a social distance Santa. Still, we look forward to this every year, so we went. And when it was their turn, I started to take their picture and realized that they're outgrowing the cuteness age. And maybe we've aged out of going to see Santa. And I can't get over it. I got home that night and cried, and it's staying with me. I can't shake it.
Oh, wow.
I sound horrible, don't I? I'm just like rolling. How do you deal with going through the transition from my cute little angels to kids that frankly aren't that cute anymore?
Wow. If I can be frank real quick.
Yes, please. Yeah.
I don't think that their kids were ever cute.
People just told them. That's a Seinfeld episode, yeah. That's when I first heard someone say that babies could be ugly. But you know what? Not wrong.
No, tons of babies. Most babies are ugly. I would argue that most babies are ugly. You grow out of the ugly into the cute, and then apparently you grow out of the cute.
You better enjoy the cute while you can, Josh, because that's going to turn.
Never. It'll never. Never. It'll be everything she does will be cute, even when she's like leaving the house and flipping me off and saying "F
Right.
you, Dad. I hate you." I'll be like, "Oh, she's so cute, isn't she?"
Rolling the family car on the neighborhood roundabout. That just caught my attention. I couldn't believe that someone would say that about their
I can't believe that
kid,
either.
or even feel that way. It's just very
No, feel that
interesting.
way. I can see people feeling that way because we have all these thoughts we can't control. But that
Sure.
you can control what you type onto the internet.
Right. Yeah, it's your choice. You choose what thoughts to glom onto, and then extend the life of that thought. Yeah.
I loved that she said, "I can't shake it."
I know, and she cried herself to sleep. It could be a dude crying himself to sleep. Anyway,
it could be.
But like,
I can't shake it.
They're not cute
Like-
anymore. I can't even get to sleep. I'm so wrenched with this.
I can't shake it. It sounds like they were submariners, and he had to like launch a torpedo at an enemy ship, but hit a friendly ship instead, and he can't shake it at night when he goes to sleep.
Right. Sometimes I wake up with the sheets soaking wet and a freight train going through the middle of my head.
What, is that a song too?
I got a bad desire. Yeah, that's Springsteen. That's from the Born in the USA album. I'm on fire.
You're killing it, dude.
Thank you.
Wait, is that the name of the song?
I'm on fire is the name of the song.
Oh, I thought you were saying that you're on fire right now.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh, that's hilarious. I got you.
I'm on fire.
Yeah, no, I don't say that. If I said that, it would be with more irony, you know.
That's what I thought you were going for, and
No.
that's why I was like, "You're killing it, dude."
No, you know what's disturbing about that song, though? Well, there's two things. I'm gonna piss off a comedian. There's two things that disturbing. Well, one thing disturbing about the song, and then I'm gonna criticize a joke. The disturbing thing about that song is, like, Bruce Springsteen was already an older man by the time he sang that, right? At least in his 20s, probably in his 30s or something. And it's like, you know, hey, little girl, is your daddy home? Does he go and leave you all alone? Maybe he means like how people say, oh, where's your old man tonight? You know, like for a husband or boyfriend or whatever. But it just sounds creepy. It just sounds really creepy. Which is the point of, I think, a joke by Pete Holmes. But in introducing the joke, he talks about it being a song from the 70s, and it's a song from the 80s. And jokes are only funny if they're true. And it's not like most people that are familiar with what he's making fun of don't know that. You know what I mean? Like, I just think to myself, Pete, you know, just Google it. It's like, how lazy were you writing the premise for your joke? That's all. So now Pete Holmes will hate me forever and will sink my podcast. But
yeah, I hope he hears it. I hope he's watching. Call in, Pete.
Like, if you don't know, then you buy into his premise, and it's still a funny joke, I guess. But like, how hard is it to, like?
I didn't know. Still,
you know. Yeah, but Google it. That's all I'm saying. I'm leaving.
All right.
Josh, I have another quiz for you.
Okay.
And by the way, I have a question for you. Do you watch any cheesy, not the classics, but do you find yourself, perhaps thanks to your girl, your wife, do you find yourself watching cheesy Hallmark Christmas movies?
Oh yeah. I like that kind of stuff. I put it on, and my daughter watches it. We all kind of watch it, and we're all like playing games on our phones or playing a game at the coffee table. Like, we'll play a Monopoly Junior or like a Yahtzee or something, and just have some cheesy movie in the background. By the way, it's an annoying thing about having a relationship with a comedian is that I just can't stop making fun of all of it.
Well,
the whole movie.
That's okay in that case, I think. Well, it depends. Yeah, it depends. It depends on the woman, like how or who, you know. It depends on the other person whether they're really into it. But like, my wife and I watch and make fun of it, but maybe not as brutally as you might, I suppose. But there's such a formula to it, so it just becomes like, now how do you think this one's gonna wrap up? Blah blah blah. Because there's only like 3 storylines, so let's.
Yeah, they're all Christmas. That's all. It's a Christmas movie. They don't end on cliffhangers. see you next Christmas. It's
Right.
never like it's find out next year if they live.
Yeah.
No,
You
it's
know
a
what?
Christmas movie.
Someone pointed out too, and entirely accurate, they almost always end with a crane shot of the couple kissing. The couple almost never kisses until the end of the movie. And then it's like this aerial shot as the camera moves away,
Interesting.
into space. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I didn't know
So,
that.
yeah. Well, now you do, and now you can make fun of that.
Well, I'm thinking about it now because there's we watched the Santa Claus the other day, and at the end of the Santa Claus, I think they zoom out of them like hugging on the front yard or something, not kissing because it's just Tim Allen and his son. But I think they're like hugging in the front yard, and like the crane shot goes up, and then it turns into that snow globe or whatever.
Oh yeah. No, they don't kiss until the third movie.
They do kiss in the third movie.
Tim Allen and his son. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
That's why it did. That's why it didn't do very well. People were really turned off.
Yeah, they're really
And
upset.
that's why there's no Santa Claus 4.
Well, that's what happened to Home Alone 3 also. The kid made out with Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci. That's horrible.
I watched Home Alone the other day, and I was just picking that movie apart. Like, from
Yeah.
start to finish, that movie has so many, like, that's not really a plot hole because it's not a hole in the plot. It's just holes. Just so many holes. Like, there's so many things I'm thinking of. Like, one thing that pops out is the Joe Pesci's just in their house. He's a police officer. He's just standing in their house. He just came in. That's crazy. And then there's one where like they're eating pizza at the beginning of the movie. They're all eating pizza, and then Kevin McAllister pushes his brother Buzz, right, and then spills everything. And what happens is he spills milk all over the counter. And I'm like, who is drinking milk with pizza? Nobody does that.
Right.
Like, why? They just wanted spilled milk. They wanted that the analogy of spilled milk.
Well, kids are weird. I mean, it could be
Kids are weird.
explained away by that, but
There's a lot of weird stuff in that movie, though.
But Pesci was disguised as a cop, right? He wasn't like a crooked cop.
No, he was just he was wearing a costume.
So you know what? I never liked that movie back in the day, and now I like it. Is a weird thing.
Why?
And I didn't because I'm a John Hughes fan, and to me, and it's like one of his most successful ever. But this is the guy that did The Breakfast Club and Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and like movies that have a lot of heart and really touched on things for young people that no one was talking about at the time, like really connected with people. And Home Alone's just like watching a Bugs Bunny cartoon. I don't know. It just like annoyed the shit out of me that that's the one that really popped, you know? But now as an adult, I can just like it for, what it is. And he's dead and he's not making movies anymore. So just try to find, but then after that, all he made for a while was like crappy slapstick movies, to the point where he even changed his name and started like Beethoven. He did the Beethoven movie, but it's under a pseudonym. Like it doesn't say John Hughes anywhere on it. So
oh wow,
I know. I'm really geeking out on you here, but anyway.
Did he do 16 Candles?
I love 16 Candles. Problematic movie these days for one character, but I just try to, yeah. But I do like that movie. It's pretty damn funny. Well, there's probably a lot about it that's wrong, right? Like
I was never a fan.
Stealing the girls' underpants.
Yeah.
Or asking for them. Yeah.
Or asking for them, yeah. I've never been a fan of that movie. Not really a big John Hughes fan either. Breakfast Club was all right. I thought it sucked.
Oh, it was all right. I thought it sucked.
This is
different things.
This is the thing about millennials you should hate, is this. I saw the John Hughes movies. They were all right. Kind of sucked.
I do hate that.
That's why people hate millennials right there.
You don't like Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
It was fun.
Yeah.
That's a fun movie.
I realize they don't, they're a product of their time. You know what I mean? Like they're
Sure.
very much the 80s. So I think the humor still works, but it doesn't work in the case of certain things because how you guys react to that is much different. I mean, and rightfully so, probably. Like stereotypes and stuff we're trying to get rid of them, and
a lot of them they're just not funny anymore because the stereotype is overdone. Not just because it's offensive, but just because it's like, all right, we get it. Girls are like that and boys are like this.
Right.
We get it. We get memes every day. I saw a meme yesterday that wrapped up the entire movie. Let's go. Get it on.
Jesus. See, But
Get
in
it
in the
out.
case of 16 Candles, it is a cartoon. It is over. Actually, most of those, except for the Breakfast Club, it's basically a cartoon. So my disappointment with like, I remember when She's All That came out, which they're now remaking. I don't know
Oh,
if
I
you
didn't
know
know
that
that. No,
movie.
I didn't know that.
But it just didn't pump in enough humor to me. You know what I mean? It was just like, here's the formula, let's do it. Pretty much anything with Freddie Prinze Jr. in it bores the shit out of me. Seems like a nice guy,
Yeah.
but very bland.
Yeah, very
Anyway,
bland.
tangent.
His Freddie Prinze Jr. best movie was Scooby Doo.
Yeah, I didn't mind that. I need to rewatch it, I guess. Or was it shit and you just I don't remember thinking it was great, but I
It's
remember going,
not
oh,
great. No, it's not
yeah.
great, but it's Freddie Prinze's best.
Okay. My problem is I'm a big Scooby-Doo fan. Did you see the new? I really am. I really am.
That should be the title of your next podcast. The problem is I'm a big Scooby Doo fan.
I really am. Did you watch the new one with your daughter or anything, or like the movie?
Scoob. The last one I
Scoob?
saw was Scoob, the
Yeah,
cartoon. Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. That was pretty
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, I liked it. I
Yeah.
thought it was really cute. I think Scooby Doo is best as a cartoon, not as
Yeah,
a live action film.
all of those things, you know, and I
Yeah.
think they're doing that, like the Flintstones movie. Like I would rather see Pixar or
Yeah.
DreamWorks do the Flintstones as
Get John Goodman to voice the actor, or voice the character. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't like, what is this weird fascination? Like, let's do the Jetsons and we're gonna put real. I think that's what they're working on now. And like, we'll do it live action. Well, who wants that? I want to see
Yeah.
George with his long pointy nose and
Yeah.
you know.
There's some things I would like to see live action though. Like I agree with like when I heard I haven't seen it yet, but Mulan live action, I was
Yeah.
like, badass, dude. We're gonna see this lady samurai just kicking butt.
Yeah.
Or not samurai, but
without the animated dragon, which is fine, you know, with me.
Yeah.
But no, I know, but that's like an old myth or whatever, or maybe it's true. I don't even know the back. Like it's an old story though that Disney co-opted, you know, like adopted.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's almost different, but yeah.
Yeah,
I
something like
guess if
that's
it's
different. But
I guess if it's an action movie or action property from a comic book or cartoon, like maybe that is a little bit better to adapt than, you know.
the comic book stuff is great. I
Yeah.
love the comic book
Yeah.
stuff. But that's a huge budget though.
Yeah.
They're not working on. I mean, I guess Disney is a huge budget too, but
Well, in the future,
Yeah.
I wonder what's going to happen, because now we're dealing with like Wonder Woman's coming out in theaters and on HBO Max the same day at no extra charge.
yeah, what's that going to be like?
And their whole 2021 slate is
Is that going to change? Are they gonna go? Sorry, we're going back to the regular thing.
They might, but the thing that I've heard about the pandemic is that everything, like every industry has been accelerated by 10 years. Like there's no putting the genie back in the bottle.
Yeah,
You
you
know?
can't just go back to before.
Yeah. So
You can't. Yeah.
So what does the movie industry was already in trouble as far as theaters go. So
Were
who
they really?
knows? Oh yeah, like AMC was on the verge of bankruptcy anyway.
Before the pandemic?
Before the pandemic, yeah.
Oh wow.
So I mean, you can't tear out all the, like when they tear out half the seats and put in luxury seats to please their super fans, which is great. But you know, how can you afford to take out half of that? And they never really raised the ticket sales or ticket price, not by
Yeah.
much anyway. So there's clearly less people going to the movies.
Yeah, that's true. I guess.
I've brought you down.
Yeah. Oh, you brought me so down, dude.
I think this. I'll let you go after this because I'm sure you have stuff to do.
I do. Yeah. I do. I gotta release. I gotta edit my podcast and put that out today. Hopefully before noon. We'll see
Yeah.
if I get it. And then I gotta go over my album. I just recorded an album, comedy album, and I recorded it myself. I'm editing it myself. I'm mastering it, publishing it all myself. So I'm working on that. It's a long process. So that's what I'm doing today.
I'm sure. Yeah. Don't over edit. I don't have to tell you that though, because you're a comedian. You know how important the pauses are.
Yeah.
Whereas if you handed it off to someone who was doing the same thing but for the first time, and they're not a comedian, they might like, oh, we could tighten that up a bit.
No, some of the pauses are needed, especially. I made a point of that when recording it too, where I was like, okay, in between these bits that I'm doing, I need to give a pause because that's where I'm going to cut the track. So that's track 1, track 2. So I need to make sure I
Wow.
leave that pause, and I did that. Let the goal is that the joke is it ends on a big laugh, right? And so you let the laugh die out, then you start the next joke. But what ended up happening was I would do that, and then before every bit, I would do this. I've noticed it. I go, oh man, like every bit, like I would pause and then go, oh man, and then go in the next one, and I was like, oh, I can't have every track start with, oh man.
You know what you do? Well, not that this is easier to do on if it was still on. You'd have to do it as one track and put a long pause on the track. Like on CDs back in the day, you could put a bunch of empty tracks, and then if someone had forgotten that it, like they were just kind of zoning out in their car, eventually the track would pop on and be like, "Oh my God, I've listened to this album for 6 months and I never heard this." Like you should collect all the mans that you cut out and put them on as a bonus, as an untitled bonus track at the end of the album. Just have it like a minute or two of nothing, and then that comes
Oh
on.
man, oh man, oh man.
That's cool. And you recorded that like during this lockdown?
Yeah, as far as I know, I don't know everybody and what everybody's doing, but as far as I know, I'm the only comedian that I know that's recorded a podcast during the recorded an album during the pandemic. So
There's, yeah, I don't know.
I know a lot of people have released them.
I know that people have had specials and like Andrew
recorded, yeah.
Yeah, Andrew Rivers did a YouTube thing, and there's somebody that did it on Zoom with, and I heard it like on the radio, so I don't, it was like on NPR probably because it was like an interview with the guy, but he collected his Zoom comedy shows and had the people laughing, and it's as bad as it sounds as far as the audience. You know how it gets all glitchy and yeah. But so that was his take, was that, which is that's sort cool. Of interesting. I don't know.
We need that stuff. It's not something I would do, but we need that. It's like recorded history.
Yeah.
And I've been wanting to do an album, and I didn't know if I was ready or not. And then I started getting some headlining gigs, and then I was like, you know what? No one else is doing this right now, and I get the opportunity to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to throw pandemic jokes in there. I'm going to throw coronavirus jokes in there, and this will be my personal record of history. What's going on in 2020? Yeah.
I think you should do that for sure. And was this recorded at one specific show, or was it recorded at all of those headlines? And you're grabbing like the best moments.
One show. I did one show in Oklahoma on November 22nd, and I just got it in one take. So not the best way to record an album. The best way to do it is to do a whole weekend of shows or a few shows, and then do the exact same set and then cut the best ones. But I said, you know what? Let's just do it. I don't get a lot of choices right now. So
right, yeah. No, that's cool, man. So you don't know yet when it'll be out because you're still working on it. January. Oh wow.
January for sure. I have a ready version of it. The more I wait to release it, the more my brain gets compulsive and
sometimes that's good.
Yeah.
I can also just. There's two things that could just stall you forever if you're that guy.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's good. Like a lot of times I get excited about, like I like to draw, and I'll get excited about posting the picture when I'm done. And like 9 times out of 10, I should have waited till the next day because inevitably it's been up now. And then I notice what's wrong with it,
Yeah.
And it pisses me off. So waiting is all right.
Yeah. Waiting's good, but you got to set a deadline. You got to, at least I do. I have to set a deadline and go, hey, it needs to be done by this time. And if you're not done by then, you're never going to be done. So
yeah,
just put it out there. Stop messing with it.
Do you know what you're going to call it?
Yeah, needless to say.
Needless to say. Is that your catch? Or do you say that a lot?
No, I say it. I say it once in a joke, but
okay.
I just felt like, especially during the pandemic, it was a perfect name for an album to.
It's
like this is 60 minutes. This is 55 minutes of things I did not need to say.
Right. No, I love that. That's really smart. That's cool. Well, we're eager for that. I wanted to ask you about Christmas movies, and I'll let you out of here. We'll see how you said you watched Christmas movies,
Love them.
Like the cheesy ones, the ones that are really rom-coms disguised as Christmas movies. So tell me which of these are real and which are fake.
Okay.
This is called The Right Before Christmas, and it's like the Wright brothers, WRIGHT, Right Before Christmas. Jessica is recently single and decided to send out 5 Christmas cards to people who have positively affected her life. The cards included a man who raised her, her younger brother in the military, and a pop star played by Chad Michael Murray, who wrote the soundtrack to her life and who becomes her new love interest. Real or fake?
Real.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Yeah, it's real. That's a real one. Good job.
Had to be real. You know how I knew? Chad Michael Murray. There's no way you're just making up a story with Chad Michael Murray. If he's in it, he's in it.
All right. This one is called Mistletoad, and it's like TOWED. It's like a hyphenated missile -toad.
Toad away. Gotcha.
Yeah. New York publicist Susie Stanford is driving to her parents' house in small town Maine to celebrate Christmas when she has a flat tire in a completely unknown area. She flags down a tow truck driven by a local mechanic named Jerry. With a 3-hour drive ahead of them as total opposites, can this big city socialite find love with a greased up lug nut?
Not real.
Why do you say that?
Oh, I want to say it's real because that's a good pun. That's a good pun. But I just don't see the interest. I don't see the demographic of people wanting to see. I mean, is that maybe where would you sell that movie? At a Lowe's truck stop? Like where?
Well, you sell it to Halls or to Hallmark Channel. Yeah, at a truck stop.
Yeah,
it's in that little turnstile of movies you've never heard of, but they're really affordable.
Yeah, at the pilot station. It's next to the next to the Tom Toms and the wolf sweaters.
Yeah.
What is it? Real or is it not? I don't think it's real.
Not real.
Oh, yes.
You're 2 for 2. All right. Final one. It's called The Night Before Christmas. It's another pun. It's KNIGHT. The Night Before Christmas.
Oh, this is real already. I already know it. Please.
Brooke is a science teacher who is disillusioned by love. Sir Cole is a medieval knight sent by a witch's curse to present-day Ohio. Sir Cole will teach Brooke that chivalry is not dead right before the holiday season.
Oh, I don't know then. The title sounded great. The title sounded real. That plot does not, though. Let's see. Okay, an evil witch sends a knight
to present-day Ohio.
From the past.
Right.
To present-day Ohio.
Right there, I have a beef with it because it's to prove that chivalry is not dead, but he's from medieval times, so there's kind of a loophole there as far as.
And also, it's Ohio. There never was chivalry in Ohio.
You've probably done gigs there.
You tell me that the home of Cincinnati is chivalrous? I don't think so. I'm gonna go with not real.
You were doing so good, Josh. You still got 2 out of 3, but that one's real. And actually sounds interesting. At least it's got some elements I'm not familiar with in those movies, you know? It has like a fantasy, sci-fi almost appeal.
Dang. I thought for sure.
Nope. That's it, man. I appreciate your time. Is there anything else you want to plug? You got the podcast. What's the podcast called?
Podcast is called Roastbusters.
That's right.
Yeah, it's me and my friend Narin Van. We just sit around for an hour and talk. Oh, sorry, Christians, but we talk shit for an hour, and we roast
each other, yeah.
Kinda. We kind of roast each other. We talk about roasting, and we bring our guests on, and we make fun of each other. We make fun of our guests. Our guests make fun of us. We talk about their favorite roast jokes that they've done, or that people have said about them, and then we kind of have a couple topics couple segments where we roast things. We roast like Yelp reviews or songs or stuff like that. So
and people can download that in the usual podcast spots.
Yep. iTunes, Stitcher, Amazon, Google, Spotify, all the places.
Are you doing
subscribe.
video as well?
No, not yet.
Not
We're going
yet,
to start
yeah.
a Patreon and we're going to do video. We're also going to start doing episodes with a live audience. We're going to bring in a live audience and do episodes probably from my house or from another undisclosed location.
Oh, like
because-
literally not just like also on screen. Yeah.
No, yeah, we'll do it literally in person. It'll all be audio probably because I personally like an audio. I like an audio
Podcast
platform.
I do too, but the video is, you know how it is.
It's the new thing. I think you
and
can
it's
work
another
a lot
way of
magic.
finding. You might be reaching people that wouldn't find the audio, that wouldn't be interested in the audio.
Sure, definitely.
Did you rip off the Ghostbusters theme song? Because you should, or you should mimic it.
Yeah, we do. We at the beginning of the podcast we play the beginning of the Ghostbusters song, and when it goes and it goes Ghost, but when it does that, we go Roastbusters, and then.
Are you flipping me shit now?
No, I swear to God, we do that.
All right. I feel like you're making fun of me. Like that was the worst idea I ever heard, Dan.
No. No, we did. I call podcasting pretend radio, and that was our version of pretend radio. I have a producer hitting a button, and I just have me.
Podcasting is radio. That's all it is another form of radio. You know, so it's just the next evolution. That like this is where. We're lucky we're here right now because as crowded as it is, it's just going to get more crowded.
More crowded.
Yeah.
That's okay. Stand out.
Exactly. Dude, have a good day. Good luck editing and all that stuff. And talk to you next time. I really appreciate it, Josh.
Thanks, Dan. It's a lot of fun.